Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Stephen Stallions. This is Mr. Tauser, and I wanted to get down on get recorded a little session. I'm going to show you how to, in code.org, how to build just a simple um, game involving hippos. Okay, so what you're going to do, as you can see here, I'm in Google. Um, I'm on my searching page, whichever browser you use, it doesn't make a difference. But I'm going to go into the address bar and type in code.org. A lot of you have done that before, but if you haven't, that's fine. You can do it the first time. And you'll see this screen, most likely, and you're going to click on projects. Okay, so go to code.org, click projects, and you're going to see this screen. And there's all sorts of project options you can do in code.org as you learn more about coding, but we're going to go today to the section that's called Sprite Lab. So let's go to the Sprite Lab, and you'll see something that looks like this. If you've watched some of my videos before, you've seen a page like this, but this is the Sprite Lab, and you got this area here, which is the screen that shows what you've coded, what's going on. There's this, which is your it's like your toolbox, the blocks. It shows different things you can do. You can set background color, you can make sprites, all sorts of different things, but we're not going to worry about that right now until I've given you the full run through here. But then you got this, your workspace, and this is where you're putting the pieces together. So you read here where it says when run, you're going to make a new sprite that looks like this at 200, 200, and that's a measure of pixels. So the sprite right now, if we go to its location, it is at 200 and 200. Okay, and it looks like that. Now, first thing I'm going to do for this particular game is I don't really care, or excuse me, I don't want all the sprites to be in the middle, so I'm going to remove this. And when you pull that over there, see, I'm clicking it and dragging this here, and then if I go to locations, where I clicked on locations, it gives me all sorts of different options for locations. And for this, I'm just going to pick random location. And you'll see why in a little bit why I'm doing that. But if you notice now when I run it, it'll keep showing up in a different position because it's a random location. It goes here, 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 here. Now, next thing I want to do is I did say this was going to be a game about hippos. So instead of having this little pink, I guess that's a purple bunny, I'm actually going to have a hippo. So there's my hippo. So if you notice I reset, now it's a hippo, which is exciting for me. Now, next thing I want to do is for this game, I want, instead of just one hippo, I'm going to have 15 hippos. And the easiest way to do that is to use the loop feature. Okay, if you don't use the loop feature, then your other option is to do this. You have to say, make a new sprite here, make a new sprite, keep making sprites like that. You have to pull down each one 15 times. I don't really want to do that. So this one, this block, I'm going to take over here and throw away. That's the beauty of this little system. If you don't like something, you just click it, pull over here, throw it away, it's gone. Cleanup is easy, right? So I've got this one, and now I'm going to use a loop. So I have one hippo at random location. I'm going to use a loop, and I'm going to pull, this loop here says repeat 10 times, and it's going to tell you what to do. So I'm going to pull out, this is a loop. And what will happen is, if I put the loop there, and then I put this here, look at that. When run, it creates 10 hippos. Okay, it did it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not going to. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 hippos there. All right, and for my game, I want 15 hippos, so I'm going to do that. So now when I reset and run, there's 15 hippos there. You can count it if you want, but it's 15. All right, so I've got 15 all at a random location. Okay, next thing I want to do is these hippos for me are actually a little bit too big for this actual game Because see, if I play the game here, I'm designing this game so I'm going to be able to click on the hippos and get them to disappear. But if they're this big, that's going to be too easy, I think. You might think it's just right, but when you make the game, you can make it how you want. But right now I'm just showing you how I would make it. So here, what's going to happen, I go to Actions, and I need to find Set Size. So let me throw this, so I'm going to show you that again. Actions, and see where it says Set Size? I click that in right there because that block is my next, the thing I want to happen next. Now you'll notice if I put Run, it doesn't change the size at all. I'm going to set the size to 25, and that means 25 pixels, which is a pixel is like a little piece of light in the picture. And 50, these I think are 50 right now, but I'm going to do it to 70 to 25. But here you notice it didn't do anything. It didn't change the size, and that's because right here where it says set this sprite to 25, I need to change it so it matches the costume that the sprite has on. So I need to click on this. You notice I click on this little arrow and I find the hippo. So now it says when I hit Run, it's going to make 15 hippos at a random location, and it's going to set the size to 25. So let's see how that works. See, now I got the size here, right? And they're, that's a pretty good size. And when you open it up, I think that's a good size for how I want it. If you're making a game and you want them to be a little bigger, that's fine. If you want to make it smaller, that's great too. All right, the next thing I need to do is it's not going to be a fun game if you click Run and then the hippos just sit there, right? I don't think. So next thing I want to do is have it be where the hippos are going to move. All right, and the way you do that is you're going to go into Behaviors. Let me click again so you can see where I came from. Behaviors, Sprite Begins. Okay, and again, I need to change this so it's actually the hippo. Sprite Begins, and I'm going to go back to Behaviors again because there's different behaviors you can have it do. Moving south, moving north, moving east, moving west. You can have it moving all around, but I want to just have it wandering. And what wandering does, if I say the sprite will be wandering, that means all the sprites are just going to roam around. You'll see. Let's run it. I'm going to run it now, and you can see what happens. See, they all just kind of wander around randomly. They move like that. And they'll just keep doing it forever. Okay? So that's a good part of my game. Now, the next part of my game that I want to do is I want to make it the idea I have for my challenge is basically when the game starts, you're going to click on all the hippos and get rid of them. It's that simple. So to do that, I can use this event button, and see here there's when up pressed, when something's clicked, when something touches something. I need when the when clicked block. And it doesn't, this is a new thing, it's a when something happens, so it doesn't connect to here. You see if I do that, it's not going to connect. This is a new thing. So when the hippo is clicked, I want something to happen. What I want to happen is when the hippo is clicked, I want that hippo to disappear. So, let's see if I can find it. Remove. Okay, there's that. Remove this. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to run. So when it should get rid of things. Now I look and say, wait a second. I'm clicking and nothing's happening. Does that mean the computer doesn't like me? No, it doesn't. Does that mean that I should stop? No, it doesn't. It means I need to come over here and debug. I need to figure out, well, what happened? Why are those hippos not? Why are they not cooperating? And I go look. I say, when hippo is clicked, remove purple bunny. Well, that's not right. Okay, so let's see what happens if I do that. I want to have when hippo's clicked, hippo disappears. Let's see what happens. So we're going to try it. When hippo is clicked, whoop. Now, there I clicked on the hippo, but all of them disappeared, right? That's not what I want. Because what the program reads, if I click one of them, it applies to all of them. They're all the same. So I need to do something to distinguish that it's different. And what I can do to do that is I can go here to the sprite block, sprites, and you got all these options, but if you scroll down, there's one that's called this sprite. Okay, and instead of saying remove all the hippos, I can say I'm going to remove, when I click on a hippo, remove just that hippo. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. So when I click on this hippo, it should get rid of just that hippo. So let's see what happens. We're running it. And I should be able to get rid of all of them. So for this is a very simple game. Okay, I just got rid of all of them. And that's it. Okay, I can reset, play again. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you real quick how you would share this. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some things to it. Because to be honest, this game, it works, it's fun enough, but it's a little boring. Okay, so I'm going to add some things to it. But this is the basics. If you wanted to create a game like this, you know, that might take you a while just to do that, and if it does, that's great if that's what you want to do. But then as you get better at it, you might want to add some things to it to make it a little more fun. But to share it, you click on the share button and you can send it to a phone. So if you want to, if your parents are willing to let you send it to their phone, you can put in their cell phone number and send it, and then they'll be able to play the game on their phone, which is kind of fun. Or maybe they'll let you play the game on their phone. I don't know what they're going to think about that, but you can also click on this link and do a Control C. You can copy that link, and then you can go. You could send it to me in Class Dojo. You could send it to your friends that way too, and then they can play it. All right, so there's that. That's to share it. Again, you click on the share button, and you interact with this, and you could share it on Facebook or Twitter too if your parents are willing to let you do that. Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to share it. If you just want to make it and play it yourself, that's fine too. So we've got this Sprite game here. In my mind, this game is going to be called Hippos in the Kitchen. When I decided to make this game, I want to say, it's Hippos in the Kitchen from the start. Okay, obviously this isn't the kitchen, but you know what? I can make it look like the kitchen, and here's how you do that. I'm going to move this down a little bit because these blocks are kind of easy to add to and take away from. So if I do this, and you see this world button, it's got all kinds of things in here. You can set the background color, okay, and reconnect it. So that's okay. Right here it says the background color is green. Now I get this a green background color. Or maybe you want, I don't know, maybe you want a purple background color. It's up to you. When you're the designer of the game, you can change it how you want. Okay, but I'm not worried about the background color right now. I'm more worried about a specific background. All right, and I'm gonna have it look like this. But what did I say? I said hippos in the kitchen, right? So let's do this. We're gonna hippos in the city. That's not what I want. What are my other options? Continuous grass, court, desert road. What's farmland look like? That's interesting, but my game's called Hippos in the Kitchen. And so we're going to do this. Oh, yeah. There's hippos in the kitchen, okay? So I've got a kitchen scene going on here, and we got hippos in the kitchen. So now, if I run it, it's the same game, right? We just got a new background. Hippos in the kitchen. I can get rid of all of them. I'm not going to take the time to get rid of all of them right now, but you see how it works. You've been following along. We're going to continue on here because I would like to let people know if somebody's playing it, they need to know what to do. And what I can do is I can actually add text. And I'm going to add something called a title screen right here from the text page. Let me show you again how I got that so you can see text. Show title screen. Okay. And I'm going to pull this here, and it's going to actually go right there. So I'm going to show a title screen, and I'm going to have my title. What did I say it's called? Oh yeah, Hippos in the Kitchen. Hippos in the Kitchen. All right, and the subtitle is click them all to win. All right, so there it is. Hippos in the Kitchen, click them all to win. So let's run it and see what happens here. All right, that's cool. All right, we're getting rid of them. They're getting rid of all of them. It's pretty good, but one thing I'm noticing is if you're trying to play this game and the title's still there, well, that's a problem, right? So we got to figure out a way to make that go away. And there's a way to do that. If you go back to the text page where we see print, we see join, we see show title screen. Right here where it says hide title screen, I think that looks promising. And there's not really a place here, but what I can do is if I put this here, when I click the first hippo, this title screen will go away. Watch this. I run it. Watch as I click one, and now the title screen's gone away, and I've got hippos in the kitchen, ready to go. Okay, hippos in the kitchen, hippos in the kitchen, hippos, hippos, hippos in the kitchen. All right, like that. We go the whole thing until they're all done. Okay, so I did hide title screen, and that makes it so the title screen goes away when you click the first hippo. Let me do it one more time to show you. See, now the title screen's gone away. It's a little more easy to play. You just got to track down the hippos before they take over your kitchen. All right. One other thing as I play this is a lot of video games have, think about what a lot of video games have. Maybe you'll think the same thing I do. They have sound with them when things happen. So one thing I want to add is some sound. And I have to remember exactly where the sound is. I think it's here. Yeah, it's in the world. Okay, it's in the world folder. We'll call this a folder. See where it says play sound? Okay, well, when you click the hippo, where you hide the title screen, you remove this sprite, and you can play a sound. Okay, and one good thing about code.org is if you click choose, I want to choose it. There's all kinds of sounds here. I'll give you an example of some of them. There's one. Bloop. Like that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I like those and the accent, but you can look around. Maybe go to background. You could add that sound. I don't think that fits with hippos in the kitchen, but you get the idea. Actually, I clicked the wrong button there. Let's go back to choosing. Board games. That's not really what I want. Maybe a bell. You know what? I like that sound. But it's kind of long, though. That is a little 1 second sound. Choose background. See what I'm on right there? So if I have that highlighted and I click choose, it's going to be my sound now. When I click on a hippo, it's going to hide the title screen. It's going to remove that hippo, remove that sprite, and it's going to play that sound. So it's going to be something like this. Okay, there goes the title screen. You hear my sound? Like that. So the game's over. You know what? If you want to play it again, you can do it again. All right? And you can play it again. You can do that. You got the whole game there. All right, so we added some stuff to it to make it a little more like a real game that you might see somewhere instead of just a plain white background. But either way, it's a fun game and you created it. So again, if you want to share this at the end, you can send it to a phone. If you have somebody who's willing to let you send it to their phone, you can click the link, which is great. If somebody has a phone that can read this QR code right here, they can scan that and it'll come up on their device, iPad, phone, tablet, whatever. Okay, there's that. So with that, I'm going to minimize this screen because that's how you make a game about hippos in code.org.